The following program is a collection of dudes talking about the happenings in the CrossFit world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions, especially those of JY, do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of others on the show. If you take things out of context, please reconsider watching. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to The Spin, October 23rd. Got John Young in the house. We got Tyler Watkins with his 1986 Mac trying to reconnect. There it is. See, look at that. It is, maybe his computer's working now.
Even the spinny wheel was delayed.
Tyler, you get
There he is.
Is it still bad?
It's better now.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah, it is going to be bad.
There it is. There it is.
Tyler. Oh, man. There. Hi, Tyler.
You're back.
We'll see.
All right, Tyler needs a new computer, guys. So any
Good.
donations this show is going into Tyler's
Oh my
computer
God.
fund. So
Just use your phone, Tyler.
seriously, donations are going to Tyler's computer fund. We're going to get him a computer. We'll make him do like 500 handstand push-ups for time or something like that to work it off.
There we go.
And yeah, so we'll get there. I guess this link, the Tyler Computer Fund, start it. All right. If you saw the thumbnail, we're going to address some of the rumors out there on the 2025 CrossFit Games season. I think we all know a little bit to some degree. John knows more or less than others.
I misheard. It was October 27th.
Yes, exactly.
That was the date.
T-Bird, $5 from the Canadian dollars. So that's like worth $87 in US, I think, is the right way to think about it. Loud Live. Oh man, criminal organization is here. I don't know if that's Dylan. We'll find out. All right. And then we got lots of Rogue news, so we'll go into that. And if you saw our stories, my story this morning, we got some fan engagement there for the blind rankings. Who would you want to go out and party with? I think the fan vote might surprise some of you. So we'll look at that, and then we'll just kind of check out some other news. If you noticed, the barbellspin.com is got a little bit more content than normal. So we'll go through some of that. First off, though, viewer comments. Look at this guy.
Fat Jesus.
It's like fat bearded Dave Castro. He was on a Reddit thread, deleted account. Don't know if it is the Dave Castro, but sure looks like him. And so I felt like he should have been our viewer comment. Jen, $10. The Tyler Computer Fund. Keeping it real. Doesn't have anything to say, but he has the money. I like
Tyler,
it.
we might get you a computer, man.
That's right. We're going to get that computer for Tyler. Aaron Frazier wants to know if John can share the document you received on October 7th.
I cannot. I told you guys I don't know anything.
Nothing. Welcome to the membership there, Heavy Sevi. Appreciate it. All right. Viewer comments. If you're watching this on replay and you want to drop a comment down below, we will pick out a couple of them for next week and read them off. And if this is a reminder to subscribe, let's try to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. All right, first one, Alex Jekyll's. At risk of opening up the bike erg debate again, I just listened to JR on the Zor podcast, 371,000 subscribers, talking about Crash with Ben Wise. He said the sled on Event 4 made his quads blow up and affect his bike pace on Event 5. Do you think that's why Olivia struggled too? John?
Yeah. I think Olivia did way better than she thought she was going to do in event 4 and did way worse than she thought she was going to do in event 5. And I think the sled had a big deal to do with that.
Yeah, you could definitely tell some people they blew up on that bike.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was not a fast. What is it? Kenneth, I acknowledge keeping it real.
And I mean, even Taylor, like Taylor said in his interview, he went about 100 cows per hour slower than he did in training, or 100 or 200 cows per hour slower in training, just because his legs were so blown up from the sled. I mean, Chris went slower too. Colton went slower too. They all went slower than they thought they were going to. And some people were able to flush that lactate a little faster than others. That's what I think happened.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody had planned or knew how to really handle that sled on the skis. And then like having to flip it over too was just an added component that you just really don't have the ability to practice. So, Tyler, are you all right over there?
How is it? Is it bad or is it better or is it what?
You're okay, man. You just like aren't talking at all.
You're just delayed.
I'm
you're
trying
crystal
to clear out stuff so that it has space.
It's honestly getting better.
It's all good.
Yeah. Getting rid of all those websites. At Jess
Right.
M. I know you don't love talking about her, but Lydia Fish reminds me of Mal with that being locked in the race and killer mentality. And she's just a small girl too, but Mal got strong. Hopefully she can mentally stay in it. Do you see any?
Then she would not be like Mal, because
Well,
Mal
I think
mentally got out of it.
Well, I think
Never compare the fish to Mal O'Brien ever again. Whoever you are, you literally insulted Lydia more than anybody ever could. Okay? We are all dumber for Spin reading this comment. I give you no points, and I hope you never comment again, because Lydia Fish is no Mal O'Brien. I cannot believe you would say that.
It hurts.
But please like and subscribe. We still love you guys.
Yeah, we do love you. Barry McCockner, when is Lou Jejun coming on the show?
He's actually scheduled to come on March 17th, 2025. They are in the training for Worlds. And then once they're done with that, I mean, he's not, but he's with the Chinese team. March 17th is the date they gave us. We are unsure if they'll follow through with that or not, but March 17th, we believe, maybe not. What's unsure? It's up in the air.
It's as good a date as any. And if you want to get weightlifting shoes,
put it on your calendar
or slides, code SPIN, save 10%. I wear mine all the time. So they are definitely the most solid weightlifting shoes I've ever owned, better than the Reeboks or the Nikes, honestly. I got the bright silver one, so my wife always makes fun of me that I'm wearing the moon shoes every time, but they feel good and they're about as solid as they get. Nathan Williams could not disagree more with John. Taylor's controversial, sure, emotional, cranky, all these things, but he absolutely represents everything good with CrossFit. He's an L3, about to be L4. We'll see. He preaches the methodology harder than anyone, will own the affiliate he coaches at one day, puts his clients' needs above his own. Chris represents HWPO, so Chris Ibarra, which is everything wrong with CrossFit, a non-affiliated training camp run by someone who used to use the sport to feed his wallet and takes athletes and mentally breaks them. It's a lot to unpack.
So I don't know if I said Taylor did. I don't think I said Taylor didn't represent CrossFit. I agree with everything that guy said. I don't think that I said anything that is contrarian to that. I think what he's referencing is when I said the rivalry of Chris and Taylor, that Taylor is the bad guy and Chris is the good guy. That's just their attitude or their persona that they give off. Okay. And Chris Ibarra is a hopper situation. Hepner essentially confirmed this, even to a greater extent, because HWPO knew who Hopper was. They didn't even know who Chris was till he made the games. Okay, so I'm just saying, in the way they give off energy, That's what I was saying. I agree completely. I think Taylor represents a whole bunch of things that are good with CrossFit, and he loves the methodology, preaches it more than 99.9% of people that I know, in like a passionate love for the sport kind of a way. 100% agree.
Tyler, do you think that Taylor will ever get the invite to get his L4?
Yeah. I would hope that they don't.
He's got to make the games. I don't think Taylor should be allowed to get his L4 until he makes the games.
Tyler?
Yes. He'll get it.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Go ahead, Tyler. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm good.
Tyler's
What's
off.
wrong?
Tonight.
What's wrong with you? You mad that your internet does not work?
I am extremely fucking frustrated right now.
At your internet?
Yeah, given that I give a response and then there's a at your internet, that's really frustrating.
Well, hopefully we've got $30 so far, so hopefully the unknown shows up and helps to bump that up. Wanna love, you guys had me dying. I had to sign off. I was hysterical, so I'm back a second time trying to finish. P.S. Are you guys eating gummies pre-show? Everything goes off the rails after an hour. You need a amped up pre-show warning. You might need adult diapers to make it through the entire show. She thinks Dave can do better. I don't know. Dave's a great guy to read off our disclaimer.
Yeah, I agree. I was surprised when I heard it.
Yeah. Tyler is
How did you get that? How did you get that to happen? That
just
AI?
had to pull some strings.
Is that AI or what did he? Is it actually him?
It's 100% AI, but we're not going to mention that.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Dan Guerrero, leave, bro. We don't care.
What's Dan saying?
Dan's just he's doesn't like me very much, and that's fine, Dan. There are other shows for you. I might be on those too, though, so you might be out of lots. But I'm good, bro. If you don't like it, go away. Thank you for letting me know, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And the one and only Laura Spooner, her semi-pro pick is Taylor 100%. She's not caught the show in a while live lately, but super busy. Just wanted to say hi and misses us. Keep up the good work. She is the Freedom Funnel girl from the CrossFit Games.
Yes,
Souza.
No, I know who Laura Spooner is.
Andrew Hiller.
Laura's actually in our blind rankings. Who to party with?
Ooh. She has to make it to the games, but you never know. You never know.
Nobody asked you, Andrew.
All right, that's enough for viewer comments. Throw some out there, and we'll pick our favorites next week.
Dude, before we go on to Rogue,
yes.
Did you see the post that Andrew put up about with Sporty Beth? It was on Instagram.
Is this new?
Maybe. I just saw it as I was scrolling. But she's talking about how she's super fit, even though she looks like a whale. And then like fitness is not what you look like, which is somewhat true. But then Hiller he goes, redo the 2018 Open and compare your scores from 2018. If they're not better, you're not fitter. And it's like truer words could not be spoken. I hope that she sees that. We all know what's going to happen. And it's just amazing at how blind her following can be when like such evidence is just thrown in their face. I just could not, for some reason, a lot of the stuff he does, I'm like, I mean, it's not the sport of CrossFit, right? So like, I don't care very much, but like that one like hit me really, really hard. I'm like, man, that's so true. Like you're an idiot, Sporty Beth. Like go get her.
Here it is.
I'm sitting here remembering the live show that I did yesterday. Sporty Beth trying to tell everybody that CrossFit doesn't give you the conditioning to go into a high rocks race when she herself is an example of somebody who did a high rocks race up and out of nowhere. It's incredible that she talks about that in her own videos. Like, yeah, I did a high rocks race doing only CrossFit training, then spends the rest of the time saying that CrossFit doesn't give you enough conditioning to compete in high rocks, which is just ridiculous. The goal of CrossFit isn't to make you excel at high rocks, but it gives you the ability to do it whenever you want. And she did that. She also always seems to forget that perhaps a high rocks race would be easier if you weighed.
It's on 4.0.
Yeah. I mean, I was just gonna let you rock.
Let me go
but-
through all of it
Yeah.
and then be like, that's the wrong one.
Yeah. Well, I probably should have cut you off, but like it was happening so fast.
There it is. Okay.
I mean, it's very simple. It's a very simple post, but it just resonated a lot. And the only reason why it resonated a lot is because she has such a following. And I don't know how, but like she does. And
Yeah.
she's just lying to people. And I think the reason he's goes so hard at Sporty Beth is because she has a following, and she's lying. You know, like, you know, Craig Ritchie and Jazz, they have a big following, but it's just their life. They're just blogging it up. People who want to see their life, they can. You know what I mean? Totally fine. I'm fine. You know, totally fine. She's lying to these people. By the way, saying that CrossFit doesn't prepare you for an high rocks, I'm about as unconditioned as a competitive CrossFitter could be. And I did one spur of the moment, just, hey, let's go do a high rocks. It was an hour 25. So, I mean, the fact that I feel like I'm evidence that CrossFit can compare you for anything and everything. That's about as much of an endurance thing as you're going to find other than a marathon, and was fine. It was long, but it's fine. It was fine.
You did that at Crash, right?
Yeah. By the way, Dallin and Hopper about broke the world record. They're a few minutes off, but you shave 10 pounds off a Hopper, I would sincerely think he would break the world record. 10 pounds less.
What was Hopper's time?
He was 59 something.
That's pretty fast.
I think the
Now,
world, what's the world record? 56, 54?
I don't know. Somewhere in the mid 50s.
And it's just running, right?
Yeah,
It's
the only difference, you did that at Crash though, right?
Yes, but it was uphill. Our run was uphill.
Yeah, the only difference is that you have like some transition times that are like some distances between that can really add up some time. But still, the high 50s, low hour time frame. It's pretty solid for not training.
It's not like right. I'm telling you, it almost made me want to tell Hopper to like, hey man, why don't you just take a year and just do it, break the world record, and then come back to CrossFit just to prove a point. Obviously, he's not going to, you know, but man, what a point it would prove.
That'd be pretty wild. Vindicate, $20 for Tyler's therapy bill.
I have to be better now. There's no way I'm bad now.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
I think you just can't be in the middle.
I went to like Google's extensions causing too much problems. I'm using Mozilla right now, like a freaking caveman. So here we are.
Hey, it works.
Dude, you're good, man.
Mozilla it is. See ya, Google.
Yeah. We'll still try to get you a new computer though. Anyway, Andrew Hiller. Hopper could probably finish 2.5 IROX races in the same time. Sporty Beth finishes 1. And he trains exclusively CrossFit.
Facts.
All right. I
think Hopper probably could finish 10 high roxes in the time it would take Hunter McIntyre to do the entire CrossFit Games.
Very well could be.
You know why? Because he would have to do like 10 strength cycles to clean 315. Squat clean.
Very true. All right. Rogue Invitational. First off, lots of news coming out on that one. Shared late breaking this afternoon that they've now published the strongman and strongwoman schedule out there for Rogue. Nothing for the CrossFit or /fitness competition. And if you look at this, I'm just saying strongman, so don't get all up in arms if you don't see the strong woman.
Women are people to spin.
I'm just trying to save on letters, trying to avoid all the clutter. Anyway, Thursday still has the Legends VIP happy hour. Friday, 9 a.m. GMT, which is 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The door is open. And the strong men and women take the floor at 10 a.m. GMT. So 6 a.m. Eastern, they start, which leaves us to approximately 8 a.m. to 10:30 is the first event Friday morning for some CrossFit.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. Strongman, they have another event. Again, CrossFit. I don't know why it says that. It's 11:30 to 1:15 Eastern time, and then another one possibly later that night. So
I love that. CrossFit event?
Hey, that is funny. I have an idea, but obviously you are the boss, Spin, and Tyler would have to be along for the ride. I think we should cover the strong women and not the strong men.
just the women.
Yeah, I think we should live stream along with the strong women and talk about it as it's happening, and not do the full charge, but like kind of just prep, pre-gaming the CrossFit event, and just talk about the strong women and see what kind of shows we can pull up. I'm willing to bet we can get more people to watch strong women than anybody's ever watched strong women before.
Do it. Help us row the boat.
I'm willing to. I think we could.
Except
I really
for
think
the
we
first
could.
event. I'm not down for the first event just because we'll have to be up at 6 a.m. on a Friday.
You wake
Well,
up at
I'm
6
already up.
regardless, bro.
Yeah, I'm already
Yeah,
up.
you're an early person. That's hard for me because I work. I might could get
you'll
somebody.
be.
I might could
You'll
get
be
somebody.
5 a.m.
Yeah. I might could get somebody to
Fill in for you.
five. But hey, like
It'll just be me.
I think we should do it. I think we should do it, man. We need to figure out when the women go. We're not covering the men. Who cares about the men, right?
That's right.
And let's cover the strong women, and then obviously CrossFit.
Starts
I'm
off at 6 a.m. Eastern time. Strong women are always the first. They always go before the men. So
we can get a nap in before the actual CrossFit happens.
That's
I'm
right.
so down for this, guys, but it has to be a team effort. Obviously, it lays with you guys, but I think we absolutely should, just to prove
I'm
a
down.
point.
Just when Hooper's on, we should bring up, I don't know, something else.
No, I don't think we
Just
should say.
anything.
I don't think we should say Mitchell Hooper's name one time.
No, that's what I'm saying. While he's on the live stream, just bring up
Anybody
Pokemon
else?
cards or something.
Yeah. The second he walks out for his deadlift, that's when we have the exerciser ad going.
right over his face.
Just on repeat.
Yeah, or a video of Taylor Home using it.
We don't need to see that. Nobody needs to see that. So yeah, looks like there possibly are 3 events on Friday. Everything's done by, I guess, mid-afternoon for everybody. And then Saturday, definitely getting up early for that. The doors open at 9:30 local time, or I guess GMT. I think it might be an hour one way or the other. But either way, that's an early morning for sure.
Mhm.
And I think CrossFit will start off and kick off the first event. Or that you're just going to go in and sit there for 2 hours. Again, 3 windows possibly for CrossFit. And then the last event is the strong man, strong woman event that ends up Saturday night, which is the award ceremony for the strong men. And then Sunday, super early, 5 a.m. Eastern time. For those on the West Coast, that's 2 a.m. Savannah, if he wants to watch, he better get up super early or stay up late. We have no idea, but it's all CrossFit all day Sunday. So I imagine we'll start seeing some more news on the schedule for that. But speaking of news, the horizontal pegboard. Did you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's huge.
The only people I think this benefits is people who have trained to crash before.
How many people have to go back?
Or I take that back. Hepner's got a horizontal pegboard.
I've had them at gyms that I've been a part of. They're
Really?
not a new thing.
I just don't see very many people do it. I've seen Hopper do it a few times, but JR's been on him about that for a while.
Yeah. I mean, if you read the article, Elfit has been doing it for the last 2 seasons. Brent Fikowski was actually there, and Ruan were there 2 years ago Brent won the event.
And I'm pretty sure Ruan's dad said that was something that he was really, really good at, right, Spin?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
pegboards is one of those things.
Yeah, he came back the next year, last year, which there wasn't much of the competition was much lower than it was the prior year, but Ruan won the 2023 horizontal pegboard event. Now, those events, it was down and back 2 or 3 times, depending on the year. This looks like 3 pegboards lined up, much longer traverse than what we saw otherwise at Elfit. So, have you done that, Tyler?
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It like the first time you do it, it's a bit awkward. And you're like, I don't really get this. And then after like the second attempt, you're like, okay, I understand.
But they are not allowed to use their legs here. I've done the horizontal one, but I could still use my legs, right? And the thing with the vertical pegboard is you're just hanging out. Like if you know how to do it, you're just hanging out with your legs on the ball, and like you're using not as much muscle as people think. Here, like you said, it's a big long one, but you're not using your legs at all. The whole thing is upper body, right? Like constant hanging grip upper body. I think it's going to affect the women far more than the men. I think the men will all get through it kind of good, and then the women are going to I think it's going to make a big difference with the women.
I disagree. Women's hanging strength is much better than guys.
Speed, just in speed.
I actually like it being hanging. I think it makes like you can put more hip into it. There was this rope kind of weird traverse in 2017 at the Granite Games, and it's a similar thing where it's just like you're kind of swinging. It feels real jungle Jimmy, and I don't know. I don't think this hurts. I mean, you're going to have athletes who just cannot figure it out. But, like, I don't think this hurts super bad. I'm interested to see what you're saying, John, about the speed, though.
And you'll see. Like if it's just one time, maybe not. But, like, if it's rounds, I guarantee women's pulling fatigue is going to come into play over the men's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sarah Lamb, 10 New Zealand dollars. Thank you very much.
I think
goes to
anyone
Tyler's
has climbing experience at all, they're going to be fine.
I agree with that too.
What else is in here? Looks like some strongman.
Trying to.
This is what Spin does here today.
Yeah. I think what would be cool would be like a Fingal Fingers event.
Fingal Fingers.
Yeah,
I've always I looking at the time frame, I don't think they're going to do an elimination style event unless they figure out some way to really speed it up. Like those windows that we're going through in the schedule didn't look like they had a lot of time unless they do it on Sunday. But I always thought that would be a pretty cool elimination style event.
The Fingal Fingers?
Mm-hmm.
I do too. I think it would be
What's
really,
Fingal
really cool.
Fingers?
Tyler doesn't watch Strongman.
It's the I watched Strong Woman.
It's back in the day. It's back in the day. They don't even. I haven't seen a Fingal Finger event in a while. I guess like this is World's Strongest Man. It's not Rogue Invitational. Like, but I mean, this is back like 2000 Mariusz Pudzianowski time. Like whenever it was like a mainstay event. I mean, back in Eddie Hall, like Eddie Hall and Thor, I haven't seen it very much. But Mariusz Pudzianowski, Brian Shaw when he was winning. So basically, it's just this big long pole. You lift it up, and then you got to walk it down, and then you tip the finger over. It's on it's on like a fulcrum, and you got to carry it over. Helps a lot to be tall.
Is it like the caber toss?
No. It's
no.
fixed, so you're basically like flipping it over. So you have to walk it up, and like it gets more vertical to, and then you just push it over.
Okay.
And you can do varying weights, obviously, based on how long they are.
Yeah.
So
it would be similar to like a skinny long pig.
Kinda, yeah, but like much longer, much heavier, and you have to walk it down.
Gotcha.
Like a good 20 feet walking it down to tip it over. Does that make sense? You're just trying to tip over this pole.
Yep.
No. I had it all lined up.
2013.
Yeah.
Fingall's fingers.
Fingal. This is back when Eddie Hall wasn't good. Top performing. I've seen people try, but
not at that weight anyway.
I like that. So do you think the the sideways pegboard is, somebody in here said it's real Ninja Warrior fitnessy. Is this, it's not a circus trick, but like, does it kind of fit into that category?
No.
I think it depends what they do with it. But I mean, I think that this and the monkey bars, there's no difference. Like if you have them just doing rounds of things, and this is a thing in there that you got to go down it, and then you're going to go run up the hill, and you can come back and do it again, then you can go lift some weights after. Like it's like the monkey bars, but a little bit harder.
Yeah, I will say I am a little bummed at there is no hill.
Right, because Scotland. But
They don't have those in Scotland.
well, I'm sorry. I say that. They freaking build it here. It's not like we have this
Texas
hill.
is definitely flat Earth.
They just build it. It's not like they couldn't build it, but
Yeah, I do wonder if the green part is like a turf versus
like a
the black
sled?
is like, sleds or any type of pushing object. And I'm really curious to know how Rogue is going to handle going back and forth between strongman and CrossFit.
Getting equipment off the floor.
Right. Yeah. Like at Dell Diamond, they just had that luxury of kind of going in right and left fields on either side of it and just setting something up. Now, if you look through the events on strongman, strong woman, there aren't any, like there isn't the Rogue coaster anymore. Like, I don't think they have a whole bunch of huge elements like they used to have. That kind of just
probably just be like the deadlift ladder is very easy to go out there. The sear bell, you know what I mean? Like like a ladder, not a ladder, but like a speed run thing, like just stuff like that. That's easier to put out there.
Yeah.
Instead of these big concoction things.
Yeah. So hopefully they figure out to make those pretty cool. There's also, just like last year, which if you feel like watching the Iron Game Premium for $25, you can get the alternate commentary, which is not the spin cast, but
is Pedro on this?
I've heard rumors that he might be.
Is he on the list?
Pedro's going to be interviewing.
They didn't share anybody who would be on. These were all last year's.
Oh,
guests. But
who is Dr. Bill Crawford?
Dude, you don't
know
the
strongman guy.
You don't know Bill Crawford?
No. I only watch Strong Woman.
I think that's Bill Kazmaier is who you're.
Is it? I don't.
Bill
think
Kazmaier is the strongman commentator.
Yeah,
it might be a strongman guy, but Bill.
There's
Kazmaier
another guy. There's another guy that does that. So
Hey,
maybe it was the wrong one.
If you've ever looked into this, Kaz is obsessed with conspiracy theories.
Really?
Yeah. So I found out about this because I lived in Auburn, and Kaz used to,
as most Auburn people do. I gotcha.
Right, but he used to own a gym in Auburn. He worked at Auburn, and so like I started following him, right, and then like how it'll give you recommendations of what your friends like or whatever on Instagram. It would just give me these conspiracy theories that pop up, and I would look down, and Bill Kazmaier liked every single one of them. It was one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to me on Instagram ever.
That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, you can sign up $25. Question out here, Jeff. Yes, we're doing Spincast. I think we're going to do the Spincast for the strong women.
We should come up with a unique name.
For the strong women.
Yeah. Well, just to play on it. The strong cast, that's kind of lame. But like,
yeah,
we need to think of something. You know what I mean?
Spin heavy.
The Iron Game, the Iron Spincast Iron version.
So yeah, we'll be doing the Spincast. I think plans just on the fly. Strong women and CrossFit all weekend long. We'll need our coffee. Especially on Saturday and Sunday.
I'm gonna go in so blind, and then just like I hope
just react to all of this.
I hope to get so hyped up.
We're the same as everybody else. Like you're just gonna be watching it with us. We just know a little bit more about strength. Is it?
I'm gonna be as
we know Tyler doesn't know anything about strongman.
Right.
I'm gonna be as
man,
unfiltered as possible too, man. Like whatever we're about to see, you're gonna get my first reaction to it.
we'll have to be because we'll run out of material. So we'll just be going off whatever comes out.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be like, man, that woman, she's
The
scary.
Femcast.
Femcast. There you go. So yeah, Rogue next weekend, or 2 weekends
Trendcast
from
high
now.
T. Trendcast.
Trendcast.
Do you want to call? Can you call it the Trendcast, Finn? Do you? Can we get canceled for that, or can we do the Trendcast?
I would
mean, it's-
love to see the
Can you
algorithm
imagine
that hit.
how mad people would get if we just had
Trendcast.
Trendcast up top,
Just
top,
and only cover the women.
and just the women, not the men at all, and just the. Oh my goodness, bro! Oh my goodness, Olga's gonna come up being like, "We got some high tea coming up, guys. I don't know about y'all." Oh
I love
man.
it. I think we should. What are they going to say?
Dude, we have to do the Trendcast. We'll have Hiller as a guest commentator at some point.
It's good stuff. All right. Moving on. The reason why you might be here, the 2025 CrossFit Games season.
John
Might
Young
just be lifting
has
computers.
the documents to the CrossFit Games investigation release.
It's
I'm just kidding.
possibly all online.
Very good at hacking, I am.
Right.
We've all heard rumors, and I think kind of to John's point, we hear them from different places, and
Bro, it's getting overwhelming at this point.
at this point, I think everybody's starting to talk about it. And we'll start off watching Coffee Pods and Wads this afternoon. He goes out and just throws it. So we'll listen to this. He goes in for about a minute, talks about everything he is 93% confident in.
Right. There's rumors are abound. God, I look pretty short compared to the rest. Rumors are abound that the CrossFit Games season is going to run straight from, the Open to quarterfinals into which may or may not actually happen, and we might just skip quarterfinals altogether and have an Open with the top one. Adrian, like, how have you not researched any of this stuff before going on the fucking show? Then we might go from the top 1% of the Open might go straight to an online semi-final. And then from there, 20 people will go straight to the games, with the other 20 spots being allocated to in-person events, which are basically sanctionals, but we're probably not going to be allowed to call them sanctionals, such as French Throwdown and other competitions. And there'll be 20 spots available at those, resulting in 40 people going to the CrossFit Games. So the aim, obviously, being to make the Open matter again, although they seem to have taken quite an extreme approach to that.
Adrian.
And now we have an online semi-final potentially. These are all just rumors, and what the fuck do I know? I'm just a dickhead with a microphone.
Adrian's reactions were golden. That's the first time he heard anything like that, man. He's training people for semifinals right now. Like, and he's like, oh, guys,
What?
I heard something today. Like,
For those who can't translate Irish, basically what Pedro said is a couple rumors out there. Either the Open goes to a quarterfinal, and then possibly a 1% go to online semifinals, top 20 go to the games, possibly another 20 go get qualified through other competitions, sanctional style. He also said that he is not sure if there's even a quarterfinals. Like, it's almost like Open straight to semifinals. But everything that we keep kind of hearing is that it's not going to be the same format as before, not in-person semifinals run by CrossFit. Tyler, online semifinals, if they do go to some format, let's just say semifinals are now online. What does that do to CrossFit, the sport?
Well, given that Pedro said that there are 4 other organizations trying to I think if CrossFit releases that are going online for semifinals, those 4 organizations become announced very, very quickly. Dude, I spent about 20 minutes today trying to play devil's advocate of how you could make this work and it be a good idea. Did you guys play the same game? Like
Most of this stuff, man, I just like, we'll see, and then like I'll grade it
right.
after.
But we'll see for 5 years. Like you can
Yeah, and I
only
saw something different every year, man. Like it's and some of them I like, some of them I don't.
right. And there's only so many times you can cast the die and
I was fine with how we were doing it. I know a
well,
lot of people
they
weren't.
weren't.
I
'cause
know. But I was.
I got to get my notes.
Oh, get them. Get your notes. Get those notes. Now, when you say online, you're meaning more because he said for 20 people released to like other things. Those are in person, right? So these other things, will they have qualifiers to go to those, or will those be based off of your ranking in your
very
quarterfinal
colorful.
or the open?
I don't know. I mean, that's
You see what I'm saying?
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, well, Tyler, can I bring something up?
Go ahead.
I have something.
You can bring up whatever you want.
This is
your
breaking.
show.
This is breaking news. I ran across that this afternoon.
Is
So
it
it's not-
RF?
not
Is
breaking,
it
man.
RPF? RFP?
No,
Oh damn! I found the RFP.
ran into a website about 2025's something. And I'm trying to make heads and tails of it, but here it is.
Kathy.
So when I was looking at Dubai Fitness Championship for 2024, I noticed the website was down for Dubai CrossFit Championship because I wanted to go back and find some history, and it was gone. Well, I started searching 2025 CrossFit Games season, and this Dubai CrossFit Championship 2025 website pops back up.
And you thought it's not 2025? What's
right.
this?
They must be nuts. They must be thinking that December is in 2025. They just have the years wrong. I don't know. And it's talking about how the Dubai CrossFit Championship will bring together 28 athletes and we'll have 2 guest athletes. So I'm thinking this has to be this year. They just don't know what year it is. But if you look, like 2025 is throughout this entire thing. And it's talking about the Dubai CrossFit Championship is the 3-week long open competition, which is held during the months of February and March each year.
Huh.
Weird, considering it's never happened before.
Wait, isn't that when the open is for the CrossFit Games?
It is. And
Huh.
the athletes have to perform the workouts, and in this time limit, CrossFit Games defines the open as beginning of everything. And the athlete who wishes to end up the game will have to do the same by starting the open.
End up the game.
And then it talks about individual RX, scaled, age groups, adaptives, and various others in these categories of it. And the season, the WODs will be named as this.
So you have to go.
$20 to 150, depending on what country you're in. I'm sure that's just currency.
Ooh, and then I see the word quarterfinals.
Right. Next phase is quarterfinals. And then one will have to appear for the semifinals after the quarterfinals. And the best one will advance to the final stage before reaching the games.
Well,
And
there's
that
another
final
stage
stage
after.
No. That final stage being the Dubai CrossFit Championship.
Maybe.
Because they're referencing the Dubai CrossFit Championship. So what this is saying, interpretation through the lens of the all-powerful three-eyed raven we call Spin, is that you do the open and then you do the quarterfinals. And then the best ones in the quarterfinals have an opportunity to advance to the final stage, which is the Dubai CrossFit Championship. And then from there, you'll go to the games. How many people, we don't know, but that's what you are saying, correct, Spin?
I don't know. Like,
okay, Spin
So-
doesn't know what he's saying. Okay, never mind.
well,
Can
no,
I
the
read-
reason
can I read-
why I don't know. So Dubai CrossFit Championship was formed in 2018 for the 2019 CrossFit Games season when Sanctionals first started. They were one of the first ones to take that. They ended their CrossFit affiliation or whatever certification. What's so funny there, Tyler?
Just CrossFit. He's hilarious.
And they ended it because they didn't find anything valuable, right? But they kept the website. Now they come through here, and from what I can tell, it's the same owner as who owned this before, like the ownership of this website. It's not like somebody just bought the domain and redid it. Like whoever had this domain, the Dubai people, shut down their old site and have now created this.
The classification says qualifier.
Post title,
which
qualifier
means into the games.
Well, this is classification qualifier and 4 invitations, 30 people. It's the CrossFit Championship. $50,000 prize purse. Here are the different categories under Dubai CrossFit Championship. They've never done anything other than elites.
Yeah, but I think that's just what the Open is. I think they just put that because of the Open. I think the people that are going to go here are just the people that they're going to ask for the semifinal. Like,
hold on. I think this is one of the 4 leagues that's rumored out there.
Yep.
So explain the leagues then.
Wait. I want to restate because I'm still scrambling. The Open. If you want to compete to go to enter into the season, you have to go to this.
You have to go to the Open. Yes.
You have to go into the Open, or do you have to go to Dubai and then
the Open's online? It doesn't matter.
No, it's just like This is year 25. The first number corresponds to the year next to the week. The first WOD will be 25.1, second 25.2, and last will be 25.3. These are open numbers.
Yeah. I just stop me if I got it mixed up. Okay, Spin. So top 20 in quarterfinals are probably going no matter what to the games, and then the remaining theorized. The remaining 20 are in 4 different leagues.
No, they're 2 separate things. What Pedro was talking about is the game season just now turns virtual with some sanctionals in it that qualify to the games. That's what Pedro was talking about around the whiteboard.
That's what I'm saying.
These 4 leagues are rivals to the CrossFit Games season.
But this didn't it say it gets spots to the CrossFit Games?
Yeah, they don't call it the games. There's no mention of games anywhere. It says the Dubai CrossFit Championship.
But they're hijacking the Open and the quarterfinals.
Yes. They're almost using the same format.
Is it the same format, or are they hijacking?
I don't know. Again, I don't know.
But
you can view
wouldn't it make sense though to like just if they announce 4 different competitions and then like the top 5 of each of those competitions went to the games?
You mean sanctionals?
Right, yeah. Right. But there's only 4 of them, and Dubai is one of them. That would make a lot of sense, would it not? And then you do the competition how you want to do it. You do the competition how you want to do it. You get there through the quarterfinals, but you have to say which league you're going to be in before you register in the Open. Dubai, everybody's in one of the leagues, right? There's probably 2 in America, 1 in Europe, 1 in Dubai. You know what I mean? That's probably what's going to happen. And then like we would pick. So like let's just say the MAC. Okay, the MAC is
right on this.
The MAC is what we would pick. Correct. That's why I'm thinking this. Correct. MAC. So you sign up for the Open, and then which league are you in? You're in Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Championship, right? The top 20 in quarterfinals, they get a bid automatic. That makes the Open top 10% go to quarterfinals. That makes it matter more. And then from there, where you qualified in quarterfinals is split amongst your leagues. You know what I mean? You're ranked in your leagues, just like you were in regions, right? Where you were in I mean, how it is now, North America West, North America East, your top 60 go. The Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Championship League, you have a ranking. And it would be that with the 4 leagues, and then they run their own competition. Top 5 go to the games.
I think you're entering into their system that you want to play with Dubai. Like I think you're correct, except for whenever you enter in the open,
You choose your path through Dubai.
You can choose
Correct.
your path.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Ricky
Yeah.
would pick Dubai. And
Of
if he's not a
course.
part of the top 20, he would be in the Dubai CrossFit Championship. So like if in the Dubai League, say Ricky's 25th, right? In the quarterfinals ranking, he was 25th, right? He didn't get to go because he was fifth 5 spots back. Now he's in the Dubai CrossFit Championship. They
Agreed.
run their own competition. He has to be in the top 5 to go to the games. I think that makes sense across the board.
But I've heard information that other events, if you're right about this, and they're going to run basically their own sanctional, that other sanctionals are not that other sanctionals might not exist.
You only need 4.
Right, but we already have an ecosystem of those. And so it's like, if I'm hearing that those might not exist, then what's this?
Well, it can't be.
It's kind of crazy.
Right. I think there's some that are always going to be on their own. Wadapalooza will always be on its own. Rogue will always be on its own. And Dubai has.
It wasn't. Those were sanctionals.
Have you looked up Wadapalooza 2025? Did it have CrossFit on its name? No.
But if they are, they're probably better at not changing it.
No. If you're qualified to the games, you have to have CrossFit in your name. No.
I'm saying that if they are part of it,
hiding it,
they haven't publicized it. Somebody at Dubai probably just wrote a blog post, didn't know what they were doing. You can tell that it's all broken English. Like they don't capitalize the F. Like there's all kinds of stuff that's wrong with it. But somebody definitely came in here and did this.
Does the layout though that I just said, does that not make sense across the board for everything?
Dude, we're just going back to what Greg created in 2019.
That's but it's only 4, and you have to sign up, and like these 4 can grow, and then if those 4 might rotate.
Yeah,
they might rotate.
And then it could be a thing where it grows.
No, they wouldn't rotate. You would buy out a license.
Okay, well, like every year, you have a 3-year license and you got to re-up every 3 years if you want. And then you choose your own venture. The MAC would only be 10,000 for the winner. Dubai's 50,000.
That's
if you want to run the risk. There's going to be a lot of good people at Dubai. Does that make sense though? I feel like this makes a way for all competitions to grow if you're a part of it. It makes quarterfinals matter big time. Top 10% for the open. So the open matters a little bit more than top 25%. You got to make it a little bit harder than you did, right? Like, where does that not make sense?
This is the one way it would be better.
And you sign up before you enter.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I would sign up for every single one. It's like $20 what they said.
Well, I think you make somebody. You have to pick one league.
They'll do it. They'll do it like the. Do you remember the international online qualifier, the IOQ?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was like for those who aren't familiar with it, basically they had one qualifier that went to like 5 sanctionals or something like that. I think Madrid was part of it. Filthy 50.
I guess if you want to pay the extra money, they're not going to stop you.
Right.
That's fair, Tyler. That's fair.
If $80
out of everybody that wants to do quarterfinals, bro, you're like, I just think it makes too much sense across the board for everybody.
Say I'm sponsored by Frog Grips and they're like, hey, we'd pay for you to come out to Australia, but you're in the East Coast. I would sign up for them and I would sign up for East Coast so that if the money didn't make sense, I could still go to East Coast. And then like, if it did make sense, I could go to Australia, something like that.
I think that I like the idea of starting small. I think what hurt 2019 sanctional
is too much.
Way too many.
They were like, we're going to do 30 of these things or 19.
And there's going to be swimming.
19, and it was just Wild West.
And then you got the Norwegian CrossFit Championship that I can make.
Right.
So I was talking to JR about this. I think if there were sanctional formats, how great it would be to see if like the winner of Rogue, right? If they became a sanctional again, like how well do the athletes from Rogue do over the last 5 years at the games versus say Dubai, because they all program differently. Now you have different athletes of different,
Mhm.
you know,
Isn't
abilities.
there-
And what you would get would be like college football. You'd get like an SEC. Everybody knows the best players come from the SEC. Everybody knows the best CrossFitters, the CrossFit Games comes from syndicate. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, right? But
Well,
like,
you know what I would do? I would make jerseys so that at the games they would wear the jersey of like the thing that they qualified from.
I wouldn't do that just because people are picking this based off money.
Oh,
And then-
I
and then-
agree.
And then you're
but it's
buying
still
it,
cool.
buying it. I get what you're saying, but like, let's do
At
teams
least
a
a
different
logo.
way. Like,
Yeah, I think you have
Yeah, I
a,
don't
you have a
mind that.
patch or something like that.
Yeah,
And
give 'em a
I think
patch.
it could grow over time to have more competitions if that's the way it goes. I
And
just
keep
saw
it
this
simple,
at first,
top
and I'm
five.
like,
you know what I
What's
mean?
that?
I think another thing that hurt Sanctionals was that 19th place got to go to the games.
well, they have
That
to
made it very
figure-
complicated.
they
Top
have
five.
to figure that. But see, that's the hard part though, because if you do the open, you qualify, but you want competition experience. You go to these sanctionals to make money. Like you don't, you wouldn't
Sure.
want to be like, I can't. You're telling me because I won the open, I can't go to Dubai and make $50,000,
Right.
And you're going to get to that same situation as it was. They have to get to a point where, if they're going to do this, there's enough out there where, like, there's 40 competitions and one from every sanctional goes. But in doing so, you kill the open.
Why?
How do you kill the open?
Because I'm saying, like, the sanctional season and everybody got so confused, and it kind of started to fall apart because nobody knew who could qualify, who had qualified, if you
Well, there was all
qualified,
these backfield positions, and
right?
in
Because
this
it was like,
situation, you don't have to have that.
right. But
No,
if
he's
you go,
saying you need it.
you have to get away from having people go straight from the open to.
I don't think so.
No,
So
and
if the
one,
top
it's
20
quarterfinals,
go-
not the open.
If the top 20 go from quarterfinals, or is it the open? That's
It says
quarterfinals.
We don't know.
Let's say
some
Quarterfinals in their thing though. I don't think it
'Cause
would
that
take
makes
quarterfinals if it wasn't a
Yeah.
thing.
Quarterfinals makes sense. The open doesn't make sense anymore. So open, you just do it to say I'm here, and then quarterfinals, top 20 qualify, go to the games. Say Tia and two other ones who are really good go to Dubai, and they all get top 3, right? The 4 remaining from that would go to the games, right? Because the others,
Yeah, that's how
the
sanctionals work.
But so you're watching two things. So if you're watching Dubai, you're going to watch the top 3 because we always care about the top 3. But then you're also carrying. I mean, it works at like semifinals a little bit where you're watching those lower ones. You're like, okay, these next 4 really matter, right? There's a little bit more story there.
Yeah, but it was
I think
was
you
hard
gotta
to
rock
follow.
with this, man. But it was hard to follow when things like Rogue and Wadapalooza. I think you just got to rock with it, and then because like it's not gonna be hard to follow at the MAC. It's not gonna be hard to follow at Syndicate
I don't think. I mean,
because
was,
it
but,
is-
like,
it is,
everybody's
though,
not
when-
gonna want to do those.
But everybody will do Rogue.
I
and
don't
you're gonna-
think you have those. I
And the
don't.
ninth place woman's going to go qualify.
I think you keep that as a separate thing. Don't make it a sanctional. Rogue's big enough already.
I just wanted to say that it was hard to follow, but basically only Armin was covering it, and there just wasn't a lot of publicity. There's a bunch of us now. There's us, Sevon, Clydesdale, like all these people are out there preaching what's going on. So
think if
I
you
think
keep
it
it
would
to
be
4
easier.
Yeah, I think if you keep it to 4, like it says, keep it to 4, and then I really think you should just keep Rogue and Wadapalooza separate, and have them be 2 big competitions. If you want to do them, you can do them, and then they're not a part of this. You know what I mean? They're honestly where they're set. They're both before the open anyway. You know what I mean? Wadapalooza is late January. Rogue is November, December. They're both before the open anyway. Just do not have them a part of this, and just keep they're doing fine. You know what I mean? And like keep them as like the big things. And then if you want a triple crown, the Rogue and Wadapalooza, and then the games, that can be your triple crown. I don't think those 2 should be associated with this, and you still leave that as like a thing that you could do possibly, right? If you wanted to. And then Dubai is your biggest one. It's European athletes anyway, mostly European, Oceania. I'm saying a lot of spots are going to be taken by North Americans. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's not going to be as confusing as it was in 2019, and then you just keep it to those 4.
Well, one of the weird things about 2019 was that you could do multiple like qualifying events, sanctionals. In this situation, if we hijack the old season, the season we're used to, I don't think athletes would be able to hit. You could just make a rule. Once you choose your semifinal, you have to go to that one. You're not going to multiple.
And I'm in favor of that, but Spin's not.
I'm in favor of it. I don't think they'll do it. It's just like when you don't have to declare team or individual.
Gives you
right
multiple
away.
shots to qualify, though. That's the thing. Like, if you haven't
But
qualified,
that's what causes the confusion.
Right.
Right.
I don't like it, but CrossFit.
Right.
I don't
Okay,
think
well,
CrossFit would have the balls to say you got to make a pick, and then one of these competitions, these sanctionals, is going to be way more difficult than the other.
Mhm.
Sorry
Dude,
about you. Like
that makes quarterfinals even more important, though.
I don't disagree, but like I don't think they'd ever do it.
Also, wasn't there rumors of like a new LCQ right before the games? Essentially,
Yeah.
there's one chance to
last
get
chance
back
qualifier.
again. Yeah, and I liked the LCQ even though it was like
I don't
kinda
mind.
lame,
I
but
don't
was
mind
remote.
it. It's the last 2 spots. If you
Yeah.
were like the last 3 spots that didn't make it, you got to be in it. I don't
If
mind.
there is an
I don't mind
LCQ,
it
I
at
think
all.
Crash should get it so that
Oh, it should be a sanctional. They
It should be a
haven't done a
sanctional.
last chance qualifier.
that would be cool.
That would be pretty wild if the last chance qualifier was an actual.
I think it'd be
event.
virtual. I think it'd be virtual
It would
across
be.
the entire world. But
It would be, but it would be awesome.
That's the thing. You have to be in the entire world.
Yeah,
But going back to my question about the open doesn't it basically dies. I think part of that my statement is if we're catering to the top 1% now, if Pedro's rumor is correct and it's the top 1%, not 5%, not 10%, not 25%.
26%.
How is it any different than what we're doing now?
Why would you actually get the participation in the open
Yeah,
for 3 weeks just to do the open with no advancement of quarterfinals? Top 1% would be really hard to make.
Top 10%. I'm saying top 10% go to quarterfinals.
This is top 1%. The rumor is it's 1% advance.
I think the open needs to be much harder.
2 quarterfinals.
Yeah.
The open needs to be way harder than
No way.
You can't have 3 easy events and then like easy cardio, just only cardio, and then go to quarterfinals.
I was gonna make the argument of money because, dude, there's no way they're gonna cut that money out of their pocket unless you're getting license fees from the.
And you're not having to pony up the run semifinals, so it doesn't really matter.
Dude, I think 10% makes so much sense. Why wouldn't you just not do 10%?
At least 5.
It makes so much sense. What's bad about it?
My guess is that it's there's been a lot of talk of like if you get penalized,
you're done
because you drop in behind some of these people in the quarterfinals. If it's top 1%, you're still going to drop pretty far, but you may not drop behind some people that don't matter.
I mean, for the sake of letting others participate, I think it should be 10%.
Good find.
Because 10% is such a good goal for people to like. You have to be pretty fit to make top 10%.
I get it.
I agree that you're really like I'm saying, I don't think our balance of amateurs to pros is a good thing right now. Like, I think what I'm aggravated about all these theoretical leagues that I'm hearing about is that they're being organized by athletes who only care about pro athletes, and they're only doing the thing that is killing the sport, which is raising the bar. And it's like fools like us have to be delusion, or like they have to have the opportunity to think that they could ever even play. You take that out of it, CrossFit is like 70 to 80% a participatory sport. And right now we don't have that. Look
at Rogue Invitational, the online qualifier. It's under 100 people sign up for it. Why? Because none of us think there's no reason to, unless you're a games athlete or a high level semifinal athlete that just either wants to test yourself or think you may be able to get lucky. There's no reason to sign up.
No, I couldn't agree more with Tyler when he says like back in 2014, everybody thought they could be Rich Froning. Rich Froning was not Matt Fraser. He wasn't beyond your like reach of what you think you could be in your best Super Saiyan
It
self.
seemed that way, but
No, but like
Right.
you know, like the stuff we're doing now, I think it discourages people from trying, and where like people and like maybe not rich, but like you thought you could be Austin Malleolo.
right.
You know what I
Or
mean?
any-
Like
one of those
Well,
guys.
think about if there's 300 and let's say there's 400,000 people this next year. Let's say it grows, right? The top 1% is 4,000 people total. That's 2,000 men and 2,000 women
I didn't make it.
in the entire world. Top 2,000.
Did Bryson make it?
I don't think so.
Like,
What I
think about how many people have come in their first year. They're at 10,000.
and they're just like, I'm done.
Like
Yeah.
I'm so far away, I can't get it. Versus I get to go to quarterfinals. I get to see that progression over 2-3 years. I'm 10%, I'm 8%, I'm 2%. Like, and you start chipping away at it. I don't think there's a reason to compete unless you're just a fire breather. If you want to go back to our CrossFit lingo and do it, like it kills the open.
I mean, even that though, like I'm decently fit, and I'm not close to that.
Right. But
And
I mean,
and it's a little bit of a problem with the open too. Like if you keep the open how it is, it's just too easy. Like it's just conditioning.
It was
And-
again, it was the preseason just to get
Correct.
people
You're so
widen
right on
that,
that.
move people
Right.
into the
And
season.
and like it you would have to, if it's 3 weeks, like there needs to be 5 tests or 6 tests in those 3 weeks. If you're actually doing the top 1%, all of a sudden the open doesn't just matter; it matters a lot. And like
nobody,
that, like programming has to be a part of that, right? Like there has to be really hard stuff, and now that kind of discourages people from doing the open because it's too hard. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
yeah, and
and-
wasn't the whole thing to make the open less hard?
well, I mean, if that's what they want to
Yeah.
do, that's fine. But you need to do the top 10% then, because like. And I know I'm a little bit of an outlier, but like quarterfinals, my percentage of going quarterfinals is far, far higher than my percentage
Same.
in the open.
Always has been.
Like I was like
350th
350th 2 years ago. I was like 450th this last year. And in the open, I'm like 20,000th. Like it's an enormous jump. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Spin. Like it's a crazy jump. But
yeah, because I could hang with you on an occasional
open workouts,
workout,
right.
and then
Workout or something.
quarterfinals,
yeah,
there's no chance.
we're just
I can't
rowing
finish.
and doing double unders. That's it.
Right.
That was what was great about the Granite Games and still great about Wadapalooza. Like when you do their, like I kind of was kicking around the idea, like maybe I should do a qualifier for something. And it's like, I can still have that idea with Wadapalooza. I can still have that idea if Granite Games was still around. And like they do these backfill positions to where it's like you might be in the scale division, but like, or Granite Games was great because they had all these versions of like 2s and 3s and all this stuff. And it's like you could still play, but it's just like if they raise the bar like this, it's kind of just over for anybody who's amateur. And that's the thing about football, American football, is that you are essentially like propagandized for 15 years. I played football since I was in 7th grade. That's from 7th grade on up till I was 22 when I quit playing football. I thought about football all the time. You don't have anything like that for CrossFit. Basically, people just come to the gym to make sure that they sweat every day. But like if you want fans of the sport, they have to have a long period of just playing the game.
You need to create goals for people. Like the system needs to create goals for people.
And that's where the professionalization that we keep hearing from PFAA and a lot of these other groups, it creates a wedge and a divide between the fans who at this point still compete with the athletes. That's gone at that point when it's totally professionalized, and the sport. And so, I mean, watching people exercise, it can be exciting, but you're not going to grab somebody that hasn't done it.
Somebody's mom.
Right. then they're not going to. But if they do the Open and they see and they catch some media, like maybe they watch, you know. Stephen Tackett. I'm late. Was 3 weeks confirmed for the Open again?
Steven, nothing is confirmed.
No, this is all rumors, but you may have to go back after this. Essentially,
I'm here to say it. I think it's firm.
it's 100% firm.
Everything we're saying right now is firm.
That's what she said.
3-week Open. What's rumored is top 1% of the Open go to quarterfinals. We don't know, but that's what's rumored.
We don't know.
And then after that, top 20 in the quarterfinals go to the games. And now we dip into that we really don't know. But there are 4 sanctionals that you got to sign up beforehand, which one you're going to do. Depending where you rank in those quarterfinals will be if you are able to qualify for one of those sanctionals. Dubai CrossFit Championship is going to be one of them. They all run separately. They all run independently. And then top 5 or 4 from those sanctionals will go to the games. There's 4 of them, 4 different leagues. You cannot sign up for them all, or at least me and Tyler don't think you need to. But you sign up for one, top 5 go to the games. That's what makes the most sense to us. That's what we're speculating. We know nothing. But based on Spin's Dubai CrossFit article grab, this is what we think is going on.
This is probably the best find you've ever had.
This is, I mean, if it comes to fruition.
Heard it here first, folks.
Heard it here first.
That's
Yeah.
right. Tristan Patrick, $19.99 going to Tyler's computer fund. The PFA doesn't give a shit except elite individuals.
I agree, Tristan. Brent doesn't care about me at all.
100%. So there you go. What we know is just rumors,
Whispers.
but it all makes sense. And there's some supporting stuff out there that kind of.
And Brent, if you do care about me, let me know. Let me know. That would make me feel good.
And
There was so much more money in the sport in 2019. It was haphazard and it was wild and it was hard to follow. But think about all the money, and then like take us at the capacity at which we operate currently and place it in 2019.
Oh man, that sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but man,
I would
like.
I
We
remember
can do this
when I before
go
I
ahead.
shut it down in 2019, 2020, I had the schedule up and it was like from like October, I think it was Filthy 50 was the first one through June. There was like 5 weekends of nothing of sanctionals or the Open. Like it was insane. Like we'd be doing preview shows every week.
If we operated at the capacity that we do now for 2019, I would tell Spin that I need a contract. Like I would. No, I'm
There's not
serious,
much
Tyler.
in it. But
I would rather I'm like, hey,
I could draft you a piece of paper if you want.
I don't like. We can talk about it, but I want to be on salary, and I will give you. This is how many episodes I'm doing.
John's
and
finally gonna get that 50K.
I will commit. Like I need to know what I'm committing to, and the hours I'm committing to, and the money I'm getting, and then if it was 29, dude, it would be so much work. You cannot get mad at me. You can't be mad at me for that.
I think there were 34 sanctionals in the 2020 season.
Spin, if you need to take out a mortgage for my talents,
mortgage?
you know what I mean? Like it's, you do you, but
We would get there $9.99 at a time. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you,
Tuning in
Natalie.
late. Laptop money for Tyler. So
that would piss off Dan Carrero so much. You'd have to listen to me nonstop every week, 52 weeks a year, just me and Dan.
I mean, I do agree with the amount of, because back in 2019 there wasn't. I mean, yes, there was. I was doing it. Morning Chocolate was doing it, but there wasn't really anybody else, and there wasn't a YouTube presence like there is now, where there's shows and analysts and people talking about it constantly. There'd be so much more out there to talk about that it could get pretty interesting. But yeah, John, it would be a lot. But I think there's more eyeballs on it and potentially could be really good for the sport if they could figure out how to get back to that. I just don't think it makes sense, like
Not
you said
19.
before, to say, all right, first year we're going back to this. Whoever wants to be a sanctional, be a sanctional. And there's now 20 sanctionals. They're all going to spin up in the next 3 months.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, go. they need to be more thoughtful about it and grow.
Man,
We're here at the Norwegian CrossFit Championship. If you guys care, nobody matters here. We're here. We're going to cover it, but nobody matters.
There were always big names that went there because I remember Mayhem went like to one of like a couple of the small ones, and they lost to OC3 at Rogue, and they had to go to like Asia
they
or something
lost
like that
because
to
of
win
tug
theirs.
of war. That's how they lost. Tug of war.
Right.
Yeah, the
Are we
programming
serious?
was wild. I am wondering if we're right about this, which we are.
100%.
Like the programming oversight, like whose job is that?
I know who it is.
Segway?
PFAA.
PFAA. This message is not brought to you by the PFAA.
Dude, Thomas Stroud's comment. Can you imagine if it would have to grow a lot for that to happen? I would have so much fun though. Like if we just traveled and then we just did a live show and we had enough fans that
That's essentially what we did at West Coast, but there were like 20 people.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like it would have to grow. Like they'd have to be like
People have to travel
a lot more than it is now.
Until then, you get it online, and we'll just do a pre-show. All right, moving on. Blind rankings, party edition. Be friendly band. Good evening, gentlemen. $5 goes to Tyler's computer fund. Thank you.
That avatar is rough, man.
Be friendly.
Thank you.
Oh man. Whew. Appreciate it.
You need a drummer, let me know.
Yeah.
These chicks don't love me because the name of my band. Because I'm Be Friendly and Lazar was my friend.
Did you just come up?
Yeah. Just off the top of my head. Just what came to my mind.
That was my friend.
That was pretty good, huh? That got Tyler. That shut Tyler down. He's down for the count.
And we're canceled. All right, next.
That's terrible. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry for doing it. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Blind rankings. Who would you want to go out on the town with, do some partying, CrossFit Games athletes?
Now,
one right answer for this.
I went to the stories and asked for input. I have gathered all of the input, over 200 entries. I stopped counting at one point and just stopped. I had to cut it off at one point early this afternoon.
Doing this on Instagram is the worst. Like just for data, like because Hiller did that with something one time, and he said he counted for like 4 hours.
Yeah, it took a lot of work. A long time.
Did you see the top 10 names? Is that all you did? Just do the top 10?
No, I tallied them all up. There were, I can't remember how many different people, 50 different people got a vote, at least one. Even Dylan Lowen got a vote. So.
He's not even an
athlete. Not a games athlete, but all right.
But I took the top 5, and you guys are going to rank those top 5. So that's a little bit of a hint. They are CrossFit Games athletes. They were at Fort Worth in 2024. So who would you want to go out and hit the town with?
Now, Tyler, I feel like we need to define what we like to do. Okay. I am not a big party person at all. I'm a very old soul. I want to drink Ovaltine and go to bed at 9:00.
John, you got to do it like this. That one time you just
at band camp,
buck wild and just cut it loose, and we're getting shit faced, and it's that one time in the 10-year period you do that.
Quite frankly,
that's what we're talking about here.
I'm afraid of what I would see. If I did that, I'm afraid of what would happen.
But you want the opportunity to see a lot.
It's that one time.
Nothing good would come of it.
That's not
you got to put on
rule.
You got to put on Wild John shoes.
Okay, all right. Wild John. I'm here for it. I'm ready. My headphones came off. All right, I'm ready.
The first CrossFit party animal is Danielle Brandon.
Okay. She's high on the list because you go out with any opportunity you can. You go out with crazy people. She's batshit crazy, and you get a little alcohol in her, and she's going to do batshit stuff.
See, I already
want-
don't like where this conversation's going, man.
I want to see.
I don't like this category. I'm not here for it. Can we do
wanna
like
see the mess?
the top 10 you want to like watch a movie with, or like, I mean, or go to dinner with? Just have a good date with. Dallon's my number one.
I think Danielle's 2. Dude, you're telling me like she's gonna get in a fight at some point. I would ag it on.
What if that's with me?
That's fine. It's all part of the experience, John. Life's like a roller coaster.
Listen,
You
Wild John does not back down. All right. This would be a rough like interaction, is all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about this today. Like people who are traumatized or whatever. I don't see life like that. Like you go through some wild shit, you just kind of see it out the window. Yeah, you really go through it and you experience the brutality of it all, but then it just kind of washes away. I want to be on for that whenever all that happens with Danielle. Number 2.
John, you agree?
I feel like, yeah, it's
Just
fine.
Wild John not
That's
want to
fine.
see.
That's fine.
I will say, Kathy, I feel like some of the answers came off more on this than actually just going out and having a party.
Now,
We're
Kathy,
not doing that one.
If you, I need to see all the names before I can grade on who is the most likely I'd want to sleep with. Because the reason why I say that, Kathy, is because I would need to know who I'd want to marry the most. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm already married, so I'm got to put myself in like 22-year-old John that never went on Christian Mingle and met Leslie. But that's hard for me to do. And I need to see all the names before I can decide who I'd want to sleep with.
That's more of a keep
/
5,
marry.
cut 5, I think, than a ranking.
That's a Sevon show.
Do you want to do you want to do? We should do. I would rather do a kill, marry, get with than this.
Oh no, John, because
Dude,
there's
a kill, marry, get with would be amazing.
there's no penalty to this. I could call Jeanette the day after and say you would not believe what Danielle did last night. But this your list, definitely I'm getting in trouble for.
I see. I would be much more likely to let my hair down on a list like that because I have 3 categories. Here, I don't know what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, if we're just going to a club, it's fine. I'll dance. We're good. I'm not drinking. And if I am drinking, only bad things are going to happen. And I don't want to figure out what's going to happen is all I'm saying. Because I just think it would not be good for anybody.
Okay. Will you play that game? Like you play yours and we'll meet in the middle. In this situation, I'm going out, I'm drinking just a little to lose some inhibition, and I am the instigator. In any situation where I can create chaos, I'm doing it.
Is this only girls, Brian, or we got men here too?
You'll find out.
It's a rager, bro.
Speaking of Kathy's previous statement, I think when I said people were voting not on based on party.
I agree. Annual would be in trouble, Kathy.
See how you're
when I'm done with Annual. Oh man, I would mess up Annual so much more than Danielle Brandon. Let me tell you.
All right, next on the list, Mr. Jason Hopper himself.
5.
No, dude.
5.
He's like a
dude.
wingman.
I beat
man.
Jason Hopper in that virtual golf game, and he about cried a million tears.
Yeah,
When he beat me, we were 1-1 against each other. If anybody wants to know, he would not stop talking about it.
You guys got rowdy over a golf game with no drinks.
4.
Jason's 4.
4?
Yeah,
He's 4.
All right.
Danielle Brandon's prettier than Jason Hopper. I'd rather look at Danielle than Jason.
Definitely 3.
Although when we were doing the high rocks, man, he looked like a specimen.
One of the comments did say they want to go to a tailgate party with Jason.
I think a tailgate party would be fun with Jason. I would buy that. Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, Con Porter.
We're in another situation here where I want to see the chaos that ensues, but I don't know if I'm prepared for that chaos. I've seen some of the videos.
That's how I feel about most of these people.
See, Con's just gonna make me nervous. I think at some point, he's 3. He ranks high because he's an Australian, and those people are high on the list. Period.
That's fine.
I think he's 3.
We'll go with Con.
3, man. I will say, BKG entered the chat and he said Con, I think it was Newberry, and Tola have had some good parties. So
I imagine so.
Next one, Ricky.
Number 1.
You're just sucking Ricky off right now. Is what you're doing.
He's a redneck dude. Rednecks are always the best. He can have a fight and laugh at the dude while he does it and then chug a beer and go back to doing whatever he was doing. He won't even be upset about it. Ricky's number 1.
God, okay. I want to party with somebody who's a little bit more chill than somebody who's just always doing something. Does that make sense?
First, folks, don't party with John. Come to my party.
No, don't party with me. Because we're not partying. We're doing other things.
He's not number 1. How could you say this, dude?
What are we talking about partying wise? Maybe I'm just thinking of a different
You don't even want to go to the party.
scenario. I don't want to go to the party. You're absolutely right. I don't.
Doesn't matter what party it is.
I don't want to go to the party. You're right. But I mean, I can get talked into going to the party.
Ricky is chill.
He's chill around you. You ain't pushed his buttons yet.
Here's okay. I'm gonna respond to Sarah real quick.
Get a couple beers in, Ricky.
Can you put Sarah's comment up, please? Here's what I'll say. I would say absolutely until like I really like know people, and then I think I'd be great. But if I'm just around people like just that I don't really talk to, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to let loose with a bunch of strangers. But
you know what this is gonna do? The next time we're all together, Sevon's gonna force a party on us just to make John wiggle.
Uncomfortable.
Dude, I would rather like have like a boxing like night.
A boxing night.
I will box everybody in this so far. Everybody we've said.
He's trying to not do this list.
I would rather like box in a ring with gloves and just for the brotherhood of it. You know what I mean? Danielle can get in there if she wants. You know what I mean? Just for like the brotherhood of it. And then like we would, we'd become closer in that moment. You know, whatever happens, you become closer in that moment.
Larry Young, $1.99. If your houses came on a truck, it's a party.
That's cool, Dad.
Ricky
right.
Definitely lived in a house on a truck.
Jason, we could set this up. I think people would pay for it. Let's do it. Sevon would definitely set this up.
No.
Winner gets $5K. You might not go to the games next year, but
Jason's such a wimp.
I'm telling you right now, you start drinking through a straw, you ain't gonna be going to the games anytime soon. I will
see how fast
you
Colton
so hard, Jason. I'm 5'10", 200 pounds of raw steel and sex appeal. You don't want this, Jason, brother.
You see how fast Colton
You'll
came
try to
at Jason, and
you'll
how fast Jason tapped.
We got the same head, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Give Jason a link right now. I'm about to have my way with Jason.
Is Ricky not number one on your list for this?
Ricky's fine. Here's the thing. I haven't talked to Ricky. He's one of the athletes like I haven't really talked to. I didn't get to talk to him at the games for obvious reasons. But no, I'm sure he's a great guy. I know you love him.
All right. Last one.
Take me to a sports game. We go to a sports game. I'm the life of the party.
This is Party animal, John, not sports game animal.
If you were going to guess who was top 5 as voted by fans on Instagram, who would be the 5th one? Or
Gazan.
top 5?
It's basically, if you've been a part of the underdogs camp, I think you're probably top 10.
No, I agree. I think I'd say another Australian. I would say, maybe Newberry or I don't know. Nobody from America.
Elner?
Dude,
Have you seen the videos of Elner dancing at the after party that one
I
time?
think most Canadians are like me and like just don't want to be there.
Oh, here it is. Pat Vellner.
All right.
Pat Vellner.
Here's the thing.
This is
I
a
would
good
much
list.
rather see, like, I would put Pat as my number 1 because Pat has said not nice things about me before on a podcast. Not mean things, but he did hurt my feelings a little bit. And I think me and Pat will get along great in person. I think me and Pat, he could have whatever Canadian beer they're slinging over there. If he does that, I'll have a Dr. Pepper. We'll cheers it up, and we'll just enjoy meeting new people. He'll get my frame of mind. I'll get his frame of mind. I think it would be great.
Larry Young, $1.99. Jason, use that reach. You'll be good.
That's the support every son wants from a father, right there.
The only party Dallin has been to is a graduation party.
Exactly. I think
Dallin got
Dallin-
lots of votes. Gazan did get a few. Trying to think.
Jason.
Spray got a decent amount. Danny was 6th on the list. So sorry, Danny, you just missed the cut. So
Does Jason honestly think he's ranked improperly in this ranking system here?
he said
I mean,
3rd when he was on the
I don't
block.
think Jason's been in a fight in his life, so I think everything.
I don't believe that.
It's a battle of lies.
I don't believe that. He's an aggravating son of a bitch.
So there you have it. Everybody wants to party with Ricky.
Yeah, he was a walk-on at Clemson because he got walked off the field in a fight the first day he got there. That's what happened.
Whew. And a little roundup in other news. Grid League, Tyler's favorite team sport, adding a team in Houston, Texas. The second team outside of the state of Florida, the 9th overall. They have plans on having 10 teams total. They have 8 right now. This will be the 9th. They want one more team. John, that's right around the corner from you.
Yeah, man, it's like 30 minutes away.
You gonna throw your hat in the ring?
It's rumored.
Rumored. Oh.
Yeah, it's I would say just as much as CrossFit is going to be online for semifinals or Sanctionals or whatever we're calling it. That's probably whatever chance that is. That's the same chance that I might be on this Grid League team. We're gonna.
I think you got a good shot.
We're gonna figure some things out, but it seems like a fun thing for somebody like me to do.
Would you be able to balance that with the little one coming in?
I have no idea. We'd have to talk. We'd figure out like what traveling looks like. But from what I understand,
like the Savannah Bananas, that is not true.
that just makes me feel bad. But
John starts dancing after he hits a heavy clean.
mhm. Go out there in a Speedo.
Right.
But I think it's like you do 3 of them at home and 3 of them away. So I'd have to like go to like Florida for 3 weeks out of the year, or 3 weekends really out of the year. That's not that bad, but like I'd have to talk with everybody. So I'd have to figure it out. But I'm gonna try to be on the team. If that happens, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
as long as
Professional gritter.
I'm guaranteed, like I don't have to put that much work into it. I just got to show up on game day, and if that's the case, I'm here for it.
My favorite thing is that they don't have a name yet, so it's just what is it? They're just the Texas Grid team right now.
Yeah.
I think we should name it JY Barbell.
That's it.
Tyler, you wrote the article. Big fan of Grid. You're gonna join a team. Maybe you make that 10th team in Indiana.
No, I the 10th team is definitely it's been in conversations for a while. With me moving and different things like that, there's always complications. But like I see that grid could have a future if people kind of get off their high horse about grid. And dude, they keep adding teams. Like that's the thing. And that's been their goal. And but it's a compelling sport. It's fun. You can watch it in one sitting. It's not several days long. It's one day and you're good to go. I enjoy it. So
Yeah,
I'm
I don't know a
excited to
lot
see what
about
Grid
it.
does.
I know Tyler knows way more than I do, but like if I end up being on this team, I thought we could highlight it a little bit and just see what it's about.
Keeping it real. Can we do a grid for Dumbies? Is it all specialists?
No, you have to have an overlap of fitness to some degree, but the specialist portion is way more amped up. Like John,
Would you say I'm like the perfect person for a grid?
You're the perfect person.
Well, I didn't mean it like that, Tyler.
No. I'm just kidding. You are great in that. I think you would definitely serve well in a strength function. I don't think you give yourself enough credit in the utility that you would serve because you are super fast and you're really good in a sub 4-minute time domain, which is what most of these events exist in. And then you also have the skill. You have the number one, you have gymnastic skill, and number two, you can learn gymnastic skills really quickly from what I've observed. And so that's really at this point in where grid is all you need to do. I think you would be a really good grid competitor in a year because you already have the
just circus tricks. It's just circus tricks, but you got to be decently fit with these circus tricks.
Yeah.
For instance,
you
like
be
by 185, like SOTS press from the ground, it's stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's just weird stuff that you got to be.
No,
I know, but it's weird stuff you got to be good at and a really like something you might like 90-pound pistols. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Craig Howard and what's his podcast called?
Diablo.
I can't remember what the name of the podcast is, but they interviewed Mather yesterday or today. And so keeping it real, they did a really good podcast, not only breaking down the history of grid, which was fun to be around in those early days.
Craig was an owner.
Craig
so
was an
Kotler. Kotler was he an owner? I know he coached, but I think he was also an owner.
I don't know if I'm spoiling this here. I think they've released this, but Alec Smith is back in grid.
Yeah, he's been playing. I saw that.
Yeah. And then, but anyway, they do a great breakdown. There's several formats. There's 11 different types of events that they run, but they always run the same types of events. And that they're like little variations in them. Like say, for instance, like they have what's called a ladder. And it's essentially like you just do heavy clean and jerks. They're ascending weight
or deadlifts
or deadlifts. Yeah. They'll change the implements, but essentially like, you're going to run through these 11 different types of events, and the switch out between events is fast. They basically finish an event, you swap out who your players are, and you go. You can only play so many players so many times, and that different kind of thing. I think it's a really cool goal for athletes at CrossFit gyms who aren't good at all fitness. Yeah, PRs all day. If you're really good at a few things and you're moderately fit, you could actually do grid and have a lot of fun.
It's just specialist city.
Yeah.
Yeah. So history lesson. So United Grid League was kind of like, it used to be Florida Grid League, which was kind of like an offshoot of the National Professional Grid League. I think it was.
So
NPGL.
The NPGL was huge. Like
and
they had
that had Matt Frazier, that had a lot of legit CrossFitters that tried it. And then it folded because they went way too big, way too fast. Their very first thing was at like Madison Square Garden or something crazy.
Huge. They had TV contracts. They had the whole thing.
Yeah, Tony Budding from CrossFit left and did that. So it was had the potential. They just executed poorly, thinking it was way bigger than it was. Tried it a couple seasons, went away. Florida Grid League somehow just kept it small and it's now
they
growing.
The community
so
down there.
Tyler wants to do the spin cast for the championship. It's coming up in November, right? The weekend after Rogue. So never know.
I won't be competing in the championship, guys. I'm just trying
Not
out.
yet.
Haven't made the team yet.
Just trying
The
out.
Texas Grid team.
Not
Trying
yet.
out.
Tyler, you also wrote another article.
I've been a writing fool.
Is there beef between Gabby Magala and Laura Horvath?
It is confirmed, by the way. I don't know if it's been said, but that Gabby and Christoph are broken up.
Are they talking, John?
I don't think so.
Well,
If you told me
based
that
on their
was
Instagram
outside,
posts,
I would believe you. That's about as much confirmation as I needed for this.
that's what we needed. I mean, you look at their posts. Christoph has become like he basically is like the AOL away message like king right now.
Very liberal,
Very subtle.
very Californian.
Yeah, very, very just out there away posts on his Instagram captions that are like
Very
wow, that's so
vaccinated.
deep, very deep.
What a weird slight. That was a very vaccinated comment you made.
Doesn't it? I'm really excited about what happens next weekend at Rogue. If they are not talking, if Laura and Gabby are not talking,
It's gonna be so much fun.
We need a camera on those two at all times.
Mhm.
Just those two in shot.
Well, we're not in there the way we were at Crash, but yeah,
Right.
I'd be really curious to know what that athlete reception where they go get all their stuff is like, and they're all kind of just hanging out and having a good time. Like, are they on the opposite ends of the room? Like,
I want Gabby to be better than Laura so badly, and it's just highly unlikely. But I want it to happen so
just
bad.
need some strict handstand push-ups.
No, I gotcha, but like,
Dude, this is like real. This might be like the first real beef we've had. Like the Adler Roman thing, that was so petty and dumb. Like and I don't want to say I have sides, but to tell your friend, and this is all hearsay, to tell your friend, no, it's good that like we're behind you competing, and then like get salty about it later and leave your friend at an event, and then shout out to Ben for staying and backing Gabby. I don't, you know, what sucks about this is we don't know anything from the Laura side of the equation, but like, it's not looking good. Like, I'm pro Gabby at this point, and it'd be hard not to.
oh man, I'm so pro Gabby, and I wasn't before this. I wasn't anti Gabby. I just didn't think of her. You know what I mean?
Right. She was just
Gabby's
quiet.
always there. It was the cardio games. It makes sense. I think she would have been second regardless if the women stayed. I really do. Regular CrossFit Games, I'm probably still picking Laura if there's not strict deficit handstand push-ups. But like, just Gabby was just a person who's perennial top 6 woman, and like that's it. That's all I thought of her. And like now, I'm like such a Gabby fan, and I really, really wish we could get a tell-all at some point. You know what I mean? Like her tell us about the whole thing, and then or Laura tell us about the whole thing. I would love more details of how it broke down for either one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's all speculation for us. Well, we're getting information, but you know, still us.
Yeah, but like it was wild because Gabby was one of them that walked out during that meeting at the games with Laura, with Christoph,
yeah,
Jamie, Danny, all those
seemed like they were on the same side.
Yeah.
What's the girl who plays pro basketball right now? Is a big deal. What's
Caitlin
her name?
Clark.
Yeah, and what's her arch nemesis'
Angel
name?
Reese.
That this is the equivalent.
It's different, man.
Only it's better because those two just have beef.
If Gabby was Tia Toomey, that's what that would be like.
So this is what I wanted to ask you,
It's
John.
different because Laura's better than Gabby for the most.
Does Laura or does Gabby? Can Gabby have a real chance against Laura?
I dude, she looks amazing.
Like I want to do Gabby.
Like here's the
Gabby,
thing. Here's
Laura,
the thing.
like
I
one-on-ones.
like I would.
That's
Yeah.
T1.
I would 100% need to know the event, but like I would say 85% of the time, Laura's better.
Yeah, Gabby has a couple holes that she just can't keep up. Now, Laura has
one
handstand push-ups.
enormous gaping hole.
Continue.
But
What is
else,
it? Please.
everything else, Laura, like for the she's not better at running, but like just overall fitness, Laura's better. And most event competitions, I'm going to pick Laura. The games this year, I still think Gabby would have beaten Laura, but that's like the 10% chance, the 10% that would happen. I would need to see the Rogue events. I really, really hope it would shake out like that, Tyler, where I'm like, hey, it's anybody's game. And I mean, the strict deficit event would have to happen just to give Gabby like a shot. Because Rogue's not going to be running centric. You know what I mean? There's one event that it's going to be, but then like it's not like the games. You know what I mean?
Travis Mash, for those who don't know, he's famous, one of the world's best powerlifters of all time, but also a really good strength coach. But he would talk about when he would train with dudes he hated, and he would never tell them he hated them because he would want to steal all their secrets. And he was like, I'm going to figure out where they're weak and I'm going to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Gab, even though they didn't have beef, Gabby did that for the past, 4 or 5 years. That's a scary thing. If I'm Laura, I'm thinking about that fact. Like, you're exposed now.
Gabby just looks so good, man.
She
beat
did
Taylor in a rope
really
climb
good
bar workout.
Yeah.
Rope climb, toe to bar, rowing. And it's not like rope climbs are a strength of hers. And she beat Taylor, where like that's a great workout for Taylor. You know, Taylor's getting beat by the top games guys in that, but I mean, he's doing fine.
Right.
You know?
Good. I mean, like, do I want them to have beef personally? Like, no.
Oh, dude, I'm rooting for it.
But
I hope it's a run workout in the beginning, not a ruck workout, but a run workout. And Gabby probably gets second to Tia, but like, and just waiting for Laura at the finish line, just waiting for her to finish, looking at her watch, and then and then as soon as Laura crosses the finish line, gets up and walks away, like just something like that. I want the pettiness. I want it so bad. And like when girls like, if they start being like catty towards each other, dude, I'm gonna be all about it. It's gonna be the greatest thing since strong women.
See, that's the thing too. Dudes are when dudes have beef, they're quiet until they're really, really not quiet.
But they'll just
girls
mean mug you. You know what I mean? It'll just be a mean mug. I find like in competition, they don't get at it. No, they don't like it. They'll just kind of like shrug you off and then go their separate ways. Right? I mean, Taylor's the biggest thing we've ever seen from somebody, and it was a look. That was it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, like guys don't do that in competition. They just don't like each other. Girls, it has the potential to be very fun, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll find out 2 weeks from now. So that's pretty much it. Go to the barbellspin.com. Trying to put out more content than previously. Tyler's helping out with a couple articles.
Trying.
So
I can't keep up with spin.
Go check that out. John, JY Barbell, any big updates on that front?
Yeah. We just had a couple athletes finish up a couple their first cycle. I think I had an athlete highlight a couple days ago. Daniel Arnson, big Sevon fan, big spin fan, of course, but PR'd everything. Almost, we're very, very close to a lifetime PR, which on his clean, which he was like 40 pounds away when we started. So that's really, really exciting.
That is cool.
Yeah, here he is.
That's a good catch.
295 to 320.
My dude's got some long arms.
Yeah, he does. He's probably he's the athlete highlight of the week, and I think I'll have another one. Her name is Jenna Connolly. Coming out.
How much is that right there?
Days. 375.
Nice.
I'm surprised his back squat's not higher.
What lifetime PR are you chasing?
So in the clean, 325 was his lifetime PR.
Yeah, he's right there. Dude, he's got really good mobility for a big guy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he moves really, really well.
Yeah.
I honestly expected more in the snatch, but like when it feels heavy in his hands, he's got a problem with catching it.
Sure.
Like he's very forward whenever it gets kind of heavy for him. But really excited for him. And I'm going to try to be, I'm very bad at social media, but I'm going to try to be much better about posting people. Because I've got like 6 people who have finished the cycle and I just haven't posted about them, but we'll be better.
Also bad at social media. Tyler, Heat 1. What we got going on for Rogue?
Yeah, we're putting the finishing touches on Rogue now, but you can go ahead and sign up for a league. If you go in when you first sign in, you can switch. You can still click between Crash and Rogue. So go ahead and click the Rogue one and enter the Heat 1 league. There's a few people signed up already, but get your shot there.
Yeah. So next week, next Wednesday, we will do our preview show of the Rogue Invitational live from our homes. And I think
God
Pedro's
willing.
Pedro's the only one that will be out there. He comes across here for events. Nobody goes over there to do that. But
I'm stoked for Pedro. That's a big opportunity.
yeah. So Pedro will be there, and we'll be covering that, and then go through our preview show, walk through some Heat 1 prop bets. Hopefully they'll be in there by then, and then get ready for the spin cast that weekend. I think it was a pretty good show.
Yeah, I do too.
I give it like an 8. It wasn't too long, and they got a lot of good conversation in there. They kind of went after each other, which is kind of cool.
I think the show's a 10.
It's a 10.